What's up, dudes and dudettes in the internet? My name's Scythe, and today we're going to be talking about the Neon Ninja in Trove and how you're going to actually build this character. While I do already have my Neon Ninja speed build of the character, that pretty much only ends up coming into play at the late game. So for the stats that you're going to be focusing on him for now, that's mostly what we're going to be talking about. But how y'all doing? Hope you're doing great, and I would appreciate if you would hit that like button before we get started. Now, Neon Ninja is 100% DPS. He is a damage per second character, so you avoid health like the plague and just go for physical damage, crit hit, and crit damage, nothing but. And then for the stats that you get on your gear, I would go for attack speed and movement speed if you can spare it. That's the whole point, is if you can get these stats, this is for the Neon Ninja speed build. Links are in the description for that. But otherwise, if you're just, just getting through the game and you find that you can't spare it, of course, go for attack speed over movement speed, because the attack speed is just going to give you more damage. And the bulk of this character is going to end up coming from his class gem ability. While your shurikens are going to end up doing quite a bit of damage just by default, you're going to end up doing a lot more damage once you get his classroom ability, which is just going to essentially make it so that your shuriken, once you attack 3 times, you're going to get 3 rings around you, then you right click, and then you left click, and then you're going to throw a big shuriken that's going to phase through enemies. That's what his classroom ability does. And not to mention has insane damage multipliers. It's going to cause a lot more damage than most any of the attacks in the game. Most of all, it's because of how quickly you can cast it. That's the biggest thing. That's why the Neon Ninja is actually one of the best classes in the game. Even in my opinion, actually tops the Shadow Hunter, just because he's more stable, his abilities work a little bit better, and in general, you're going to be able to cast your shuriken every 3 attacks, which makes it so that he just starts climbing up the damage just like crazy. But he's not for everybody. Now, your number 1 ability and your dashes and stuff like that, and even your ultimate ability, those become useless once you get your classroom ability. You're just going to be using your classroom ability no matter what. And on top of that, just focusing on just raw damage. I've got Cubic Curtain right here, but I don't really need that. I would actually like to swap that out for an explosive epilogue, but GG on that, because it's just random chance. The ring, of course, is just either magic find, crit hit, energy regen you can get, depending on the abilities that you end up using, but honestly speaking, I would say that you get energy regen on 1 piece of gear and then you should be good. Most of all, I have this on the character though, just because of the speed build where I'm backflipping all the time. But for a normal character, you could swap that out and go for attack speed and stuff like that. For the ally, of course, you're gonna want to go for just Raptor Berserker. It's just gonna be standard and give you the movement speed buff. And then for the emblems, you're gonna want to go for Martial and Sure Strike until you can end up swapping Sure Strike out for any of the other emblems that you want. But for the speed build, it's going to be the Trailblazing emblem. And then the flask itself is always going to be death defying, because more so than any of the other characters, the Neon Ninja has low health in general. And because of it, if you end up building the character correctly, you're not going to have any health, and you're definitely going to get one shot. Like this character, I actually have really good gems, and almost all of them are perfect, and I don't even have 200k health for U9, meaning that I get one shot. Anytime an enemy hits me, there goes a flask. So it's up to you whether you want to swap out Death Defying, but honestly speaking, as the Neon Ninja, I would say that that is the best flask that you can actually have with the character. And then otherwise, that's already it, and I've got plenty of other tutorials talking a little bit more in depth about the Neon Ninja, so you can check those out. But if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. Sign on, stay epic, everybody.